Hi, I am Frederic Delarue and I'm here today to talk to you about my second near-death experience that happened 6 years ago. I already had one first near-death experience at the age of 12 in France. From that near-death experience, I met the angels and the beings of light in the tunnel, reaching the light. That was from a car accident with my family, and from that experiences where I received, which was actually one of the most beautiful blessings in disguise of my life, I have received the beautiful gift, God, heaven-sent gift of music. From that, I am able since to create, I would say, on the spot, music for an individual, for a couple, and sometimes for an audience that reconnects them with who they truly are. All of my albums, I have like 7 solo albums so far, and a compilation album that was featured with Yanni, Kenny G, and Kitaro, and Vangelis. A benefit album called Cousteau's Dream. And this music really is not my music. I take credit for it because I am the vessel, the physical vessel on this earth. However, I am very conscious that it is not from me. It doesn't come from my head, but from my heart. This music really comes through me, and this music I really believe comes from above and is really a gift from heaven. It's really a gift I received from the near-death experience. This second near-death experience that happened 6 years ago was in the United States of America, where I reside currently, and it was in the state of California. I was coming back from a show, and I crashed. My car rolled over 7 times. Was by myself, thanks God. And I was severely injured. My hands, my face were completely cut off and filled with glass, and my lungs were severely punctured. The doctors were very worried about my lungs, and it happens that my lungs really heal it very fast, like in a couple of hours. And the doctors thought it was miracles. Said, what happened? And at the very same time, my nephew, who was like 12 at the time, had a vision he said a vision sent from the angels, and he saw a man, but he couldn't see his head. He saw a man laying in the hospital, and two huge golden angels were healing that man. And so when he heard about my car accident, and I was severely injured, and when my lungs were punctured, he really put it all together and said, "Oh my, that's why the angels sent to me, but they didn't show your face, so I'm not worried," because he didn't want to be worried. So when this car accident happened, it was a very significant moment of my life where a lot of healing happened from my music. People were asking a lot of questions, and some people were also kind of nasty about it. Those who don't believe easily that miracles can happen, and especially from music played by a guy, were very attacking. So I had this probably a half of a doubt as well, which is normal in every human being. Even Mother Teresa had some doubts at some times in her life. That's normal. We're human beings. And I really asked God. I said, I really would like to have some answers about that, some validations. And this car accident basically probably was a co-creation of my own, because it allowed me to receive the answers. How? Well, the day after my car accident, in the hospital, I got visited by Jesus, and he told me, "Will you take my hand? I need to show you something. I have something to show you." So I took his hand, and suddenly it's like boom, we were in another different realm. We just took his hand, and boom, it was like boom, another window, and we were in the middle of the desert. There was a hill, plenty of people all over the place, and he said, "Gather in that hill with the other people and watch me do it. And when it's your turn, then come forth." So I'm watching, and I'm on that hill watching him taking place to give healing, and this is the most beautiful moment of my life. I mean, another one, another blessing in disguise. His aura was humongous, and it was incredible. I've never seen that. Some people would say when I play the music on stage that my aura would multiply as long as I play on stage. Sometimes it fills up the entire stage. But here we're talking about a stage of a small theater, and here we're talking about a huge desert. And Jesus, his aura is taking place, is taking the entire place, basically. So what happens, like when people come through the diameter of his aura, they start to complete surrender. It's like a shock. It's like you surrender, you lose your strength, your force, to allow you to surrender more. And I've never understood in my life as a kid in France, when I would ask the Catholic priest why we had to surrender to the Virgin Mary or to Jesus statue. And they would get really mad and have, of course, no answer for that, besides saying it's for respect. You have to respect. And I never really resonated with me. I said, well, I don't know. I can't respect Jesus without kneeling. Doesn't have anything to do with that. So here I really understood the signification of kneeling, because the more people were walking through the diameter of his incredible, humongous aura, their body would tremble and they would weaken. And because as they would weaken, it would come to a time they cannot even stand up, and then they have to kneel. They would just kneel. And some of them, many of them actually, would end to reach Jesus by kneeling. So they would do a few yards just by kneeling, and then Jesus would just put the cherry on the cake, what I call, because the healing was almost 90% down at that time. So he was just sealing the healing, the deal. And then when it was my turn to come forth, Jesus told me, now you understand what your music is doing. It's the same thing. Music comes from above, so from him, from the angels, from the heavens, and through me, and they use me basically, and it forms an aura. And when you dare to bathe in that music, in that aura, then you can receive your miracles. It's as simple as that.